our top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. President Ali unveils ambitious 5-year development plan. Guyana is not a one-party state. MP Walton-Desir raises alarm over presidential address outside Parliament. No cash grant this year. $100,000 payout pushed to 2026. Wind blasts government over another broken promise. A.P.A. to strongly advocate for better living conditions at the Amerindian HOSTEL. And in sport, Senior National Bodybuilding Championships launched. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA with the Thursday, 18th December 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you should know this evening. President Irfan Ali has outlined an ambitious 5-year development plan announcing major economic, social and infrastructural initiatives aimed at improving the lives of all Guyanese. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
In a national address on Wednesday evening, President Irfan Ali said the 5-year plan is designed to strengthen Guyana's long-term economic stability by reducing dependence on oil revenues and broadening opportunities across traditional and emerging sectors. He noted that strategic investments in infrastructure, human capital, and private enterprise will form the foundation for sustainable growth and shared prosperity.
We will continue to diversify our economy, modernize our infrastructure, expand business opportunity, create jobs, educate and train people, raise incomes, cut cost of living, fight poverty, restore faith in public service, and defend our sovereignty. Together, we will build a Guyana that rises, not for a few, but for all.
One of the most anticipated announcements was a cash grant for citizens. The head of state revealed that Budget 2026, to be presented early in the new year, will provide a $100,000 cash grant to every Guyanese aged 18 and older. He also announced increases in social support, with a non-contributory old age pension rising to $60,000 per month and a public assistance grant increasing to $40,000 per month. To support small and medium-sized businesses, the government will introduce new financing options. Corporate taxes will also be removed on income earned by companies providing childcare services and elderly care facilities.
Small business owners will have access up to $3 million Guyana dollars with no collateral at zero interest.
In the education sector, the president announced that special educational needs and disabilities (SEND) facilities will be established in every region. Parents of children with special needs will play an active role in the management and oversight of these satellite schools.
We will maintain free education at all levels. We'll continue the GOV'T program with unlimited number of scholarships available to all eligible Guyanese. We'll continue to modernize school infrastructure and technical and vocational training. We'll allocate more resources to encourage STEM subjects.
Housing and community development are also key pillars of the 5-year plan. President Ali said the housing application backlog has been fully cleared in all regions except Region 4, where demands remain high. Over the next 5 years, the government will continue investing in sustainable communities that are safe, clean, and well-serviced, with proper drainage, adequate street lighting, and reduced noise pollution.
Guyanese will be able to enjoy the basic rights of affordable housing, clean water, proper drainage, and a clean and healthy environment.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Member of Parliament Amanda Walton-Desir has issued a stern warning over what she described as a troubling departure from Guyana's democratic traditions following President Irfan Ali's decision to outline his administration's 5-year agenda outside the National Assembly. Travis Chase is on that story.
Forward Guyana movement leader Amanza Walton-Desir contends that Parliament is not a stage for executive messaging, but the central institution through which democratic accountability is exercised. Delivering a parliamentary-style address outside the Assembly late Wednesday by President A.P.A, she warns, risks sidelining elected representatives and weakening constitutional norms.
This is not just a speech. This is supposed to set the legislative direction of the country.
Right.
And traditionally, this has always been done in the presence of the elected representatives with the understanding that these plans are going to be tested, questioned, whether via through motions, debate, etc. But when that process is bypassed, accountability is diminished.
Walton-Desir notes that by long-standing constitutional practice, a president's policy and legislative program is formally presented at the opening of Parliament before elected members of both government and opposition, the diplomatic corps, senior public officials, and representatives of the international community. That address, delivered within the parliamentary chamber, is traditionally entered into the official record and serves as the starting point for legislative scrutiny and debate. This time, however, the president chose to deliver the address on the lawns of the Arthur Chung Convention Center, a venue ordinarily associated with parliamentary sittings, even as Parliament remains stalled and the country continues without a formally appointed leader of the opposition.
Therefore, how do you see the diplomatic and international partners playing a role in upholding parliamentary democracy in Guyana?
You know, the diplomatic and international partners do not run Guyana, and they should not, because that is the nature of sovereignty. But they have a responsibility to be consistent. Democracy is not just about elections. It is about institutions functioning in the manner that they are intended to function. And so when long-standing constitutional practices and customs are just set aside, their silence on this is sending a message.
She pointed out that there has been no public insistence on reconvening the National Assembly, appointing a leader of the opposition, or resuming legislative business.
And especially when Parliament is in paralysis and is not meeting, it really does convey the wrong message, and it weakens the role of Parliament as the central place where the executive is to be questioned and challenged and to be held to account on behalf of the people.
Walton cautioned that Guyanese can no longer assume that international partners will intervene to defend democratic standards. She stressed that the responsibility for protecting parliamentary democracy, constitutional order, and the balance of power now rests firmly with the people of Guyana. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
The nation's wealth should not be a reward for obedience, so says leader of the We Invest in Nationhood political party, Azruddin Mohammed, as he tore into the People's Progressive Party civic government over cash grant expectations for citizens. Here again is Travis Chase.
President A.P.A has confirmed that Guyanese will not receive any additional cash transfers this year, announcing instead that a $100,000 cash grant for adults aged 18 and older will be provided in the national budget for 2026. The president said the measure will form part of a package of initiatives to be rolled out early in January, effectively ending weeks of public speculation that a cash grant would be issued before Christmas. Leader of the We Invest in Nationhood party, Azruddin Mohammed, responded sharply to the president's announcement, accusing President Ali of misleading the nation and reneging on what he described as an implied promise of a Christmas cash grant.
Now, after the election, the language has changed. You want to give the nation a meager $100,000 with all the monies generated from oil. The cash grant was a campaign tool, not a guaranteed obligation.
In a fiery Facebook address last night, Mohammed said public frustration has reached a boiling point. He also took aim at the tone of the address, dismissing it as lengthy and lacking substance. He contrasted the president's campaign trail rhetoric with the post-election messaging, playing clips of President Ali repeatedly promising that Guyanese would have a beautiful Christmas.
But they have drained the coffers. Of the 57.5 billion supplementary budget they took in May, they spent it all on the elections. So now you're forced to wait until the next budget. I will have the PPP know that public funds are not rewards for obedience.
The WIN leader said many citizens had already made plans in anticipation of a year-end payout and expressed concern for public servants and working-class families who were counting on financial relief.
Guyanese are upset. They're upset because promises were made, expectations were set, and those promises were broken. Many had plans for the cash grant. I feel for public servants, especially those on minimum wage, and our men and women in uniform, having to make the season festive without any additions.
Mohammed concluded that the latest announcement reinforces what he calls a pattern of broken promises, warning that public trust is being steadily eroded as expectations raised during the elections campaign season have significantly waned. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned, we have more news for you.
I'm sorry, I couldn't take any more of your gaslighting. Just go. I got burned too many times. I went to Quartz and found myself a new flame.
Say goodbye to your old appliances and hello to new ones from Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch. So tasty. What a catch. With a caramel center. What a catch. And so much chocolate, ooh, yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. With so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel, ooh, yeah. Oh, what a catch. You know we love you. What a catch. Oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
The highly anticipated gas-to-energy project is quickly nearing completion. The construction of the 300-megawatt power plant is approximately 80% complete, and all foundation work is expected to be completed by the end of 2025. With a workforce of over 400 personnel, the project is slated to deliver reliable and more affordable electricity by mid-2026. The project also targets local fertilizer production, cutting costs for farmers and supplying the nation with more affordable cooking gas. Since oil production started offshore, long-term investments have opened doors for Guyanese, shaping the industry and local economy for generations to come.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing January 5, 2026 to produce an official list of electors, OLE, if you will be 18 years or older by December 31, 2025, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. You are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM will be posting the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether the particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone who you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as a person you are objecting to. You must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. It is an offense to make false objections. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Thursday, January 22, 2026. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back with the HGP Nightly News. Hopes for a cash grant distribution exercise before Christmas was thwarted when President Irfaan Ali announced that citizens will have to wait until next year for that relief. Antonio Day has that story.
Nightly News recently took his cameras to the streets and spoke with citizens who eagerly awaited receiving a cash grant in time for the Christmas season. However, Head of State Irfaan Ali on Wednesday, in an address to the nation, announced that in 2026, every Guyanese 18 years and older will receive a cash grant of $100,000. Some citizens had this to say regarding the subject.
I'm working, cash grant or no cash grant, I'm working. And promise is a comfort to a fool. We supposed to forget it long time. You understand? They say vote for them. And after then, you know, think. But to me, it's a foolish something.
To be honest, I really think that Guyanese deserve this cash grant, you know, because as you could see, it's Christmas time and a lot of people depending upon this little grant. You understand me?
I mean, it would be more money for people to spend and they'll get happier Christmas with Guyanese because a lot of people are not really making the ends meet, so to speak. A large majority of our people.
I'm concerned, but I'm fighting for the cash grant. Okay. Whenever the government pay it, when we time to get it, we don't get it.
Meanwhile, Ganesh Maipal, Member of Parliament for the Partnership for National Unity, APNU, added his voice to the very heated conversation and did not hold back on his criticism of the government for not fulfilling its promise.
President Irfaan Ali proved to us, the Guyanese people, that he cannot be trusted. He promised us a Christmas cash grant.
Maipal, in a video statement, noted that many public servants were looking forward to this financial supplement in the wake of the escalating cost of living.
Ordinary, hard-working, tax-paying Guyanese were awaiting for that cash grant. They wanted to have a beautiful Christmas, and that was all dimmed by Irfaan Ali's pronouncement yesterday. When he spoke and he used big words and he tried to entertain us by speaking about an old economy versus a new economy, it was only to entertain his friends, family, and favorites.
Azruddin Mohammed, presumptive opposition leader and member of parliament from the We Invest in Nationhood, also condemned the president for blatantly fooling Guyanese. Nightly News had visited municipal markets like Border and observed that commodities like eggs range between $1,200 to $1,800. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry says it welcomes measures announced by President Irfaan Ali for the advancement of the private sector. Marvin Cato reports.
The Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI, in a short statement on Thursday, said it is pleased with the keen attention paid to measures announced by President Irfaan Ali on Wednesday, geared at improving the development of entrepreneurship and private sector advancement. President Ali, during an address to the nation on Wednesday, outlined the measures to advance the private sector over the next 5 years.
More than 50% of the beneficiaries from the small business grants were women. There is no other jurisdiction that can point to a policy that directly impacted the life, where 50% of the impact were women.
The Chamber's statement also highlighted the planned establishment of a junior stock exchange, the national e-wallet, special development zones, and a number of other measures highlighted by the President.
Our agenda for the next 5 years is one of even more ambitious transformation. A keystone initiative will be the establishment of the Guyana Development Bank with an injection of $200 million.
GCCI is of the view that the measures put forward are forward-thinking and is focused on creating an enabling business environment that signals inclusivity. The move to prioritize micro-enterprises, women-owned businesses, and persons living with disabilities was also commended. It said they eagerly await the implementation of the flat tax on double cab pickups and remain committed to advocating for initiatives in the interests of the business community. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Amid rapid economic growth, Guyana has reaffirmed its commitment to combating corruption as there are continuous efforts to strengthen transparency and accountability. This was highlighted at the United Nations Top Anti-Corruption Forum in Qatar. Find out more from Tiana Core.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs and Inland Law Senior Counsel says Guyana's rapid economic transformation, fueled by its emerging petroleum sector, has heightened the country's vigilance against corruption and reinforced its commitment to global anti-corruption standards. Nandlal made the remarks while addressing the 11th session of the Conference of States Parties to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC, being held from December 15 to 19, 2025 in Qatar. The AG noted that Guyana, the only English-speaking nation on the South American continent and a member of CARICOM, recorded economic growth of nearly 50% in 2024, making it one of the fastest-growing economies in the world.
This newly found petroleum revenue stream has made Guyana even more acutely aware of the pernicious nature of corruption and its destructive impact in every sphere of human endeavor. Therefore, Guyana remains a committed participant in the global battle for the elimination of all forms of corruption.
He reaffirmed Guyana's unwavering commitment to continue to implement the letter and spirit of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, pointing to the country's membership in major global and regional anti-corruption bodies, including the UN Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force, CFATF, the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, EITI, and the Egmont Group. Nandlal emphasized that Guyana's legislative and constitutional framework establishes a robust system of checks and balances designed to enforce accountability, transparency, and adherence to the rule of law.
Guyana's legislative and constitutional framework enshrine a robust regime of checks and balances which extracts from government, public officers, and state agencies a high level of accountability.
He outlined key institutions forming Guyana's anti-corruption architecture, including an independent Auditor General's office that annually audits public expenditure and reports to Parliament, a statutory framework governing petroleum revenues with strong administrative and parliamentary oversight, a regulated public procurement system overseeing the award of public contracts, an independent judiciary, and a free and critical press. The Attorney General also highlighted Guyana's success in anti-money laundering efforts, noting that the country performed exceptionally well during its fourth-round mutual evaluation by the CFATF.
Guyana won an award in a case study done during the assessment. The case examined was that of a Deputy Commissioner of Police of Guyana, slapped with over 300 criminal charges of corruption, the first of its kind in the Caribbean.
He further disclosed that Guyana's intensified international cooperation on extradition and mutual legal assistance.
As I speak, Guyana has acceded to an extradition request from the government of the United States of America to surrender 2 fugitive offenders, one of whom is a member of Parliament, indicted in a $50 million smuggling and money laundering conspiracy.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned, we have more news for you.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and we're celebrating with big savings on smartphones, starting as low as $16,500 for the Samsung A06 and $26,500 for the Samsung A16 and $40,500 for the A26. But wait, there's more. Get 1 month free data with your new phone to keep you close to loved ones near and far. Offer available while stocks last. Visit a Digicel store today and unwrap the gift of real connections. Digicel.
you come. Merry Christmas, man. Y'all coming quick. Got them flies? Gonna call me. Hi, everyone. My name is Donnell. Welcome to the Gift Man Office Max, and this is the toy section. So this Christmas, you can unwrap all of your Christmas gift ideas. We have for boys, we have the Nerf Blaster. Also, we have Camaro. We have a lot of friction toys for the kids of all age groups.
I'm sorry, I couldn't take any more of your gaslighting. Just go. I got burned too many times. I went to Quartz and found myself a new flame.
Say goodbye to your old appliances and hello to new ones from Quartz, bringing Christmas home.
Welcome back. You with the HGP Nightly News as we continue in keeping with her mandate as local government and regional development minister. Priya Manichan visited the community of Beirut and listened to many of the concerns raised by citizens, and hopefully action can be taken to address those concerns. Marvin Cato reports.
I don't believe in promising and then these things sometimes don't happen overnight. So you're not going to see the bridge bill overnight, right? Because they got processes about how to procure. That takes a time.
That was Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Priya Manichan meeting with residents of Beirut on the East Coast, Demerara.
You could see the sign overnight. That we can do overnight. So you don't see the road overnight. Again, that's a procurement process, right? The cleaning and so on, you can begin to see.
Manichan took the time to listen to concerns of residents since it is a village that is in need of government intervention.
It doesn't mean if you don't see me every day that you can't, that I'm not yours. I am your servant. That's what I'm here to do, right? But so you will see changes, but you're going to see it over once we get the changes done.
The residents reminded her of the need for a new community center, upgraded roads and bridges complemented by streetlights. Residents welcomed the timely visit and remain hopeful that the much-needed relief they seek is delivered to their community. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
While there are plans to improve the living conditions and the services at the Amerindian Hostel in Georgetown, the executive president of the Amerindian People's Association says her organization will keep a watchful eye to ensure government honors its commitment to the nation's First Peoples. Antonia Day has been following that story.
There are moves to improve the situation. We will have to keep an eye, as well as we hope a very vibrant opposition, because we have had an opposition that literally has sunk into the background prior to elections, right? And other NGOs and other members of civil society keep an eye and ensure that what the government say they will do.
That was Ms. Jean LaRose, Executive Director of the Amerindian People's Association, during an exclusive interview with Nightly News. LaRose was speaking to the deplorable living conditions at the Amerindian Hostel on Princess Street, which sparked public outrage.
We know the conditions have not been the best. We know that there is a need for improvement. We will keep an eye on it.
In 2024, the National Assembly approved $70 million for works at the Amerindian Hostel, including $24 million earmarked for general repairs, such as door replacements, washroom rehabilitation, and overall improvements to living conditions, along with an additional $45 million for the construction of a new kitchen and a concrete bridge. Meanwhile, Graham Atkinson, program coordinator at the A.P.A, said that the Minister of Amerindian Affairs, Sarah Brown, had met with members of the organization to update them on the developmental plans for the facility.
That's something that the minister did bring up, acknowledging the fact that the ministry is moving to rectify and to improve the situation there.
The A.P.A recently held its annual general meeting for the elections of its committee. Along this context, the Indigenous Rights Organization will continue to pressure the government on matters regarding the revision of the 2006 Amerindian Act. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Christmas runs on real connections with Digicel. The calls, the laughter, the joy, and the chance to pick and win big. We're giving away $12 million. Yes, every week, one lucky Digicel customer gets a chance to win up to $2 million. 6 lucky winners in total. Here's how you get in. Top up with $1,000 or more, or pay your fiber or postpaid bill in full. The more you top up, the more chances you get. Stay connected this Christmas for your chance to win big. Digicel.
Say hello to your new favorite sip, Fruta Mango Passion. This tropical combo of mango and passion fruit delivers a bold flavor and wholesome goodness. It's fruity, it's vibrant, and it fits right into your day. Grab your Mango Passion can today and live fruitfully. Fruta.
Where's what you come? Merry Christmas, man. Y'all coming quick. Got them flies?
A claims and objections exercise commencing January 5, 2026 to produce an official list of electors, OLE. GCOM will be posting the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you will be 18 years or older by December 31, 2025, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not on the PLE, apply for a transfer if you've changed your address since you were registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person applying for a change or correction to his or her particulars must provide the required original source documents, birth certificate and deed poll for a name change by deed poll, birth certificate and marriage certificate for a name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, or naturalization certificate for correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Sunday, January 18, 2026. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-027-8-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Good evening and season greetings, and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. I am Antonio D. We begin with news in Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Kamal Basad-Basessar has finally made it clear that Trinidad and Tobago is not involved in the blockade ordered by United States President Donald Trump, targeting all sanctioned oil tankers entering Venezuela. On Tuesday, President Trump said that the large U.S. naval armada, now amassed in the Caribbean, will only get bigger. In a social media post, Trump said, quoting, "Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger, and the shock to them will be like nothing they have ever seen before, until such time as they return to the United States of America all of the oil, land, and other assets that they previously stole from us." The ramping up of pressure on Caracas came after U.S. forces last week seized an oil tanker off Venezuela's coast, an unusual move that followed a build-up of U.S. military forces in the region. Speaking with reporters on Wednesday, Basad-Basessar said that the U.S. has not requested any assistance from Trinidad and Tobago in relation to the blockade and emphasized that the country is not a participant in any action. Quoting, "They have asked for no assistance about blockading in Venezuela. No, they have not," Basad-Basessar said after attending the funeral for former colleague Daphne Phillips. The Prime Minister noted that the decision taken by President Trump falls within the sovereignty of the United States, adding that the U.S. is free to pursue what it considers to be in its best national interests. "Those are matters within the sovereign powers of the United States. I am not part of that." When asked about Trinidad and Tobago's position should any U.S. military strikes occur, Basad-Basessar stressed that the government's priority is to keep the country safe. She made it clear that Trinidad and Tobago has no aggressive intent towards Venezuela. Over to news in Antigua. Newark-based Antiguans and Barbudans for Constitutional Reform and Education, ABCRE, which has campaigned on these issues for nearly 8 years, said that the announcement represents a victory for public engagement in democratic reform. Attorney General Sir Sedroy Benjamin revealed in Parliament on Monday that decisions will begin on improving the legislative standing orders and the parliamentary oath of office to potentially transform Antigua and Barbuda into a republic. ABCRE Corporate Secretary Beverly Benjamin George, an attorney at law, said that the organization is elated by this development. My takeaway was that I was glad and happy, and I knew that the public had played a strong role. I feel elated and relieved that finally the wishes of the people have come true. What that says to us is we cannot get tired of doing good, because at the end of the day, this benefits not only ourselves, but also our children. And it honors our ancestors who came before us, Benjamin George said. The organization stands ready to share its research with government officials. We do not believe in hoarding knowledge and information. We would gladly share, she said. While supporting the move to Republican status, ABCRE leaders emphasized that proper public education must precede any formal transition. And finally, with some international news. The dollar lost ground against its major counterparts on Thursday after data showed a lower than expected rise in U.S. inflation, while the sterling turned higher as a deeply divided Bank of England cuts rates. U.S. inflation rose 2.7% year-on-year in November, according to Labor Department data, compared with 3.1% increase forecast by economists polled by Reuters. That has brought us to the end of Thursday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day, wishing everyone happy holidays and do be safe.
Let's now join Delwyn Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Thursday, December 18, 2025. We begin tonight with football. Action continued in the 2025 KFC Goodwill Schools Football Tournament with 4 fixtures at the Ministry of Education ground on Wednesday. In the first match, the Suriname Technical School defeated Anai Secondary 9-3, while match number 2 was a dominating 15-2 victory for West Randville Secondary over ACEA Bahamas on the back of a dazzling 5 goals from player of the match Jeremiah Griffith. Donovan Welcome was also superb with 4 goals as both Marvin Seeley and Dominic Lesperance netted brilliant doubles, and Joel Griffith scored once in a winning effort. In match number 3, St. Benedict College of Trinidad secured a clutch 1-0 victory over Jose Vieira of Brazil, while match number 4 was a narrow 3-2 victory for defending champions Chase Academic Foundation over the Kingston College of Jamaica on the back of goals from Shaquan David, Nyron Barrow, and Mark Glasgow. Moving into bodybuilding, the Guyana Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation officially launched its Senior National Bodybuilding Championship on Sunday at the Olympic House in Liliendal. The prestigious Mr. Guyana event is scheduled for Sunday, December 21st at the National Cultural Center in Georgetown. GBBFF President Roger Callender confirmed that over 30 athletes have already registered, with final numbers expected to reach between 35 and 40 by the official weighing-in and registration on December 20th. Callender highlighted that competitors are energized and ready for the Clash of the Titans, and that an impressive trophy will be awarded to the overall champion. Monetary prizes have been announced, with $300,000 set for Mr. Guyana winner. Bikini overall and men's physique overall champions will each receive $200,000. Additional incentives and surprises from sponsors will also be presented to athletes. New categories introduced this year include fit model divisions for both male and female competitors, along with kids fitness. Other categories include men's bodybuilding, men's physique, women's bikini, women's wellness, men's fitness, masters, and juniors divisions. In the cricket, the Barbados under-13 side have produced back-to-back victories to level the ongoing 40-overs bilateral series against Guyana under-13. Batting first in match number 3 at the Lusignan Community Centre ground on Tuesday, Guyana reached 111 for 8 of their allotment of 40 overs. Afras Khan top scored with 39, while Daniel Johnson added 25. Jaheim Springer was the pick of the bowlers for Barbados, taking 2 for 10, as Kimani Innes picked up 2 for 22. When Barbados responded, they reached 112 for 7 off of 38 overs, as Kimani Innes remained unbeaten on 22. Jaden Ganpat picked up 2 for 12 for Guyana, as both Natari Levine and Avery Boyce added 17 in the 3-wicket victory. Match number 4, the Everest Cricket Club ground, was a rain-affected encounter that further shifted momentum in Barbados' favour. Batting first in the truncated fixture, Guyana reached 119 for 8 off of 35 overs. Both captains side Gajnabi and Afras Khan top scored with 28, as Adrian Emmanuel added 13. Kijani Innes was the pick of the bowlers for Barbados, taking 3 for 14, as Anari Hines picked up 2 for 28 in a winning effort. Chasing a revised target of 106 from 26 overs, Barbados reached 106 for 3 in 22.5 overs. Natari Levine top scored with 31, while John David Green remained unbeaten on 27, as Barbados claimed a convincing 7-wicket victory. The series is now leveled at 2 games apiece, heading into the 5th and final fixture at the Everest Cricket Club ground on Friday. More in cricket. Cricket West Indies on Wednesday officially announced their 15-member squad that will compete in the upcoming ICC Under-19 Men's World Cup, scheduled for January 15th to February 6, 2026 in Zimbabwe and Namibia. Led by the prolific Barbadian top-order batter Joshua Dorn, the squad also includes Guyana's Jonathan Van Lang as vice-captain. Wicketkeeper batter Shamar Apple is the only other Guyanese selected to the squad, which also includes Joel Andrew, Shaquan Bell, Zachary Carter, Tenes Francis, Rajai Gittins, Vitel Laws, Micah McKenzie, Matthew Miller, Israel Morton, Jakeem Pollard, Adian Rasha, and Kunal Tilokani. Finally, in cricket, action commenced in the 3rd and final test between the West Indies and New Zealand at the Bay Oval on Wednesday. Winning the toss and batting first, New Zealand secured day 1 honours as they reached 334 for 1 from 90 overs. Devon Conway remains unbeaten on a majestic 178 from 279, while Captain Tom Latham was dismissed for a brilliant 137 from 236, caught by his opposite number Austin Chase off the bowling of Kemar Roach. Day 2 of the 3rd test between the West Indies and New Zealand continues tonight. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett, reminding you to stay in the game.
President Ali unveils ambitious 5-year development plan. Guyana is not a one-party state. MP Walton-Desir raises alarm over presidential address outside Parliament. No cash grant this year. $100,000 payout pushed to 2026. Wind blasts government over another broken promise. A.P.A. to strongly advocate for better living conditions at the Amerindian HOSTEL. And in sport, Senior National Bodybuilding Championships launched. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.